Hey, what's up guys? Matt here with Fix Anything Save Money. Today we've got another tool tutorial for you. This is the Ryobi 5.5-inch circular saw, model P501G. So we're going to be showing you the tool features of this, and then we're just going to do a real quick demonstration for you on a piece of scrap wood that I have. So the first thing we'll show you is how to remove and reinstall the battery. So to remove the battery, you just press in this button and this button right here. Pull the battery straight out, and then to reinstall the battery you just want to line up these grooves and push in until you hear a click. Okay, and then for the rest of this video, other than the demonstration, we're just going to work with the battery out because we're going to be showing you how to change out a blade, and you always want the battery out when you're swapping out the blades so you don't accidentally turn the saw on and cut yourself. So that being said, here's our trigger right there. And then when we want to operate the saw, we're going to push this button in and pull the trigger at the same time, and that's going to activate the saw. If you just press this trigger in without pressing those buttons, it's not going to turn it on. It's a safety feature of the saw, so you have to press this button in, pull the trigger, and then your blade will turn on. So then we'll also show you right here, we can adjust the angle of our cut. So if we turn this, you could see it's going to allow us to adjust this plate, and then there's the angle. All these numbers here are the angles that it's going to cut at. So you could adjust it all the way to a 50-degree angle, and then 0 would be just your normal straight cuts, and then you would just tighten it back down. So let's say you wanted to cut at a 45, you would loosen this and then just slide that up and line this 45 up with this arrow, tighten it back down, and then you're going to be cutting at a 45-degree angle. So we'll just set it back to 0, and then if we go to the back of the saw, you can see there's another knob right here next to the plate. If we loosen this up, this is going to allow us to adjust the depth of our cut. This plate will slide like that, so you could see that'll allow us to adjust the depth of our cut. Okay, and then this button right here, that's what locks our blade when we want to remove the blade. So I'll show you that real quick. And it comes with an Allen key. So we'll remove the Allen key and then come over, and we're going to press this button in, hold this button in as you're loosening the blade. And to loosen the blade, we're just going to turn our Allen key clockwise, and that's going to allow us to remove this bolt. So there's our bolt, and then there's also a locking washer on here, and you could see what that looks like and what that looks like when we go to put it back on. So it only goes on one way, and you have to line up that little oval to get it to sit in there properly. So there's our locking washer, there's our bolt, and then we could just lift our guard up, take our blade out, and then put our new blade in. And generally, if you're worried about putting it in the wrong way, a good little tip is all the blades usually come with, you know, the size and the manufacturer and all the information. That information is always going to be pointing out. But you could also just take a look at this video and tell, you know, the cutting edge. Okay, so then we have our blade seated on our little pin. We're going to put our washer back on, and then we're going to put our bolt back in, tightening it counterclockwise. So you could just hand tighten that for now, and then once you get it all the way down, we're going to go ahead and press this button again to lock it. So press the button, button's depressed, and now we could tighten the blade the rest of the way. We can put our Allen key back in its home. And now we'll show you a quick demonstration. So we can put the battery back in. And you can see I just have a little scrap piece of wood here. So what we're gonna do, this is our little handle. We're just gonna press up this button in while we're pulling this trigger. And you can see it's gonna activate the saw. And we'll just show you what that cut looks like real quick. So we're gonna push our button in and pull our trigger. Okay. And I'm pretty anal. I always like to just remove the battery whenever I'm not using it. It's just gonna ensure that you don't cut yourself on accident. So yeah, guys, that pretty much sums up the video on this Ryobi 5.5-inch circular saw, model P501G. If you guys have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments, and I'll put a link in the description on where you could buy this saw. So be sure to check that out. And I'll also put a link on where you could buy replacement 5.5-inch blades. So be sure to check out the links in the comments and also in the description. So yeah, guys, that pretty much sums up the video. Let me know if you have any questions. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.